Hi there. This week's candle just started and ZCash is down by about 4%. So let's take a look at it through the Wyckoff lens and see what the whales are doing. If you're new to my session, I'll cover the Wyckoff stage, the trend change risk, as well as key price levels. These are education content only, not financial advice. So for the weekly chart of ZCash, if you have been following my sessions, this looks very similar to what happened back in 2018. So remember, I compared the automatic reaction stage, the 8-hour, okay? And then there was a rebound, what we call the last point of supply in Wyckoff. And then we've got the sign of weakness, going back to another rebound. Look at what happened over here, okay? It's got a leg, mini leg downwards before the final surge and quickly retraced back into the accumulation cycle. So fast forward to where we are now. Remember the little retracement. So we've got the first sign of weakness over here, and then we've got the second LPSY potentially forming. Okay. After the price rebound, initial leg up, there was some fluctuation, same as what happened over here. Okay, it doesn't have to repeat exactly the same, like 4 candlesticks and then 2 candlesticks down, but the behavior is very similar. Got a price surge to re-challenge this white line over here, basically the top of the long-term playground for ZCash. So look at what happened over here for the LPSY, right? It also came up to challenge somewhere near this line. It went above a little last time. It went all the way to the 375 purple key level. But this time we are not there yet. Okay, the 375 was actually the highest point being tested back in 2021 distribution cycle. So as of this moment, this white line is still a key resistance, as you see what happened last week with that wick coming back down from this white line at around 337. Okay, so if it really comes to another LPSY challenging the purple key level, when it gets rejected, it may repeat what happened back in 2018. All right. So just to move this side, okay, that's the leg down with a mini rebound and then continue down. So what are the signals actually? What would be the signals? So you can see the price or the volume. If I enlarge it, the price happens this way. The volume was actually declining, okay, from this kind of level to this kind of level back in this rebound. So that's the sign that it is not like going up, it is actually coming down. And this, how to explain this, is that you can clearly see the wick, the price got pushed down. There were a lot of change of hands within this candlestick body. The week after confirms with this higher than average volume. Look at the average over here, the higher than average selling volume with almost no, you can see that tiny wick from the bottom. You know, the bulls are basically unable to push the price further up to the green key level. Okay, and then subsequently, we see what happened until the point of volume dies down. Then we've got these kind of flattening situation. Okay, the price flattens until the point. How do you know that it's like near the bottom? Look at what happened over here and over here. That crazy volume with that short little candles bodies, meaning a lot of people were selling. There were quite big buying as well. But who's buying that amount in that kind of situation, like the price going way lower? Definitely the whales, right? So fast forward to where we are now. Another long flat period during 2002 all the way to 2025 in the case for ZCash. If the price comes down to the panic over stage, meaning a new accumulation cycle, we'll definitely see similar kind of volume showing up, volume behavior showing up. As of now, you see this high volume distribution period, medium volume near the end or mid-late stage of a distribution. If the volume picks up, white volume bars picks up, then there is a chance for this to bounce up higher. But like I said, last week, the volume bar is at most average, okay? But with a very long wick here, meaning the bulls and bears aren't getting anywhere outside of the yellow key level of 245 all the way to 350. If that remains same, if the coming economic data, for the next few days, today we've got some, and then a few days later we've got some up more. If that doesn't surprise anyone, this range bound may continue for a little longer. All right. So that big picture set, daily chart. Here, few dates we talk about, and on the 14th, where we indicated the potential channel breaking signal may appear. So this downtrend started at, you can say, the end of last year, right on the 30th, 31st. And we finally get a signal with higher than average volume that the price seems to be getting outside of this downtrend. Just that today it's getting back into the channel again. So we need a couple of more days to confirm whether this is really over. All right. If it is over, it should stay above the green key level of 275 for the next few days instead of coming back into the channel. But like I said, there are multiple economic data coming out. That's going to drive where it is going to head to. Okay, if the price really comes back, we have to adjust the tech channel by that. From a volume perspective, yesterday isn't crazily high. The previous few days was actually higher when the price climbed, okay? Or stabilizes right around the 245 key level. So let's keep an eye on this and see whether it's going to drop back to the channel. Let's hope that's not the case. But for ZCash, I mentioned a couple of times that it's behaving very similar to 2018. So it won't be a surprise if it really comes back to the accumulation cycle, even if the other altcoins are recovering from their accumulation cycle. ZCash and the other altcoins are going through very different phases. ZCash is behaving like the top coins. Like, even Ethereum has came down, ZCash is staying at a level that only Bitcoin and a handful of altcoins that still hasn't gone into the accumulation cycle. So it's a bit interesting. All right. If you're interested to access these sessions 2 days earlier than the others, join the channel membership now. Here's another video for you. Thank you.